All right, we're going to talk about X-ray vision here. You can see the line I got out over there. That's just a bungee cord for the show here, but that's our power line we're going to cross. We don't have an underground, obviously, for display here. So what we're going to do is we hit the X-ray vision eyes, and we can tell it if we're digging along and pretend 1'8" or any number there is. I can say I want to be 11 inches above it. I can be anything I want. So I can be I'm going to do this one just 1/100th above it, okay? Just for fun. Okay, so 0 above it, basically, it says. So my utility size, about 3/8 of an inch. And my safety area, that's the area that I want to see you'll see 2 circles on. And the kill area is where it'll stop the machine. So I got it set for 6 inches away to stop from hitting the utility line. So we hit the F8 next. And you can see my bucket over here. F7 and F9 are zoom. Pretty simple. This is your grade on the ground. So I'm going to go ahead and fire this thing up. And I'll show you how this works. So the safety on, this will shut off your machine. So as I come closer here, well, let me turn it off. I've got to first find it. So I'm going to come over here like this. And I'm going to touch it because we don't have any dirt to dig in to put it in for accuracy. So I can just hit touch and see how it does that. It puts it right in line with it. So that little red dot was your thing. The blue is your safety range where it shuts it off. And that's our outside range there, the 60 inches away. So if you notice, it's now telling us that we're 9 inches away. And if you look at the bucket, that is exactly within an inch of 9 inches. You can see right here, the bottom of the bucket's that far away. The back of the bucket is 4 inches. Now the back of the bucket closest point all the way there is 1'1" away. So the cool thing is when we turn on the safety away, if I get within 6 inches, touch it, look, stops. Now, it got closer because we're in the air. This is not an airplane, if you know what I mean. This is definitely not an airplane. It is it's made to work in dirt, so it's going to go past a little bit in the air. Turn it back on, and get away from it, and again, anywhere I come, so I can see my grade here. It tells me grade's right here. I can get away from the page and go back into the normal page. I go back into it, just pushing the F8, and I can zoom way in if I want, and I can watch this thing, and I can see that I'm digging my pipe, and I can see my thing coming right to it. And if the top of that bucket gets within that set distance, it's going to stop. The only way you can turn it on is back like that. Then you can get away and turn it back on again. So that's how X-ray vision works. Too close, turn it back on. I'm going to turn it off myself right now. I can talk, and then again, F8 so you can see it. There's our bucket. Anytime you want X-ray vision, you come over the part. I got plumb to being 0, but it could be -2 feet because the utility line is 2 foot in the ground. So per se, you dig down to the utility line, or pothole we call it, then you write with paint on the ground 2 foot, 6 inches and a half if you want, whatever you want to do. And then when you're digging and you get to that point to where you're over that marks, you set your bucket right there on that line that he left you, and you put in your offset here of per se 2 foot, 6 inches even, okay? Pretty simple, enter, and that's the plumb. That's your plumb above it. So when you put your bucket above it and you hit the plumb, which is the 6th here, and I put it over the top of it and I hit, boom, it's in there. It's just so big you can't see there. See, I can zoom it out. There it is. I got 6 inches below. I did positive. So pretty simple. You put in your numbers. You just cycle through. You touch over it. Mathematically, it's so accurate. It's nuts. Always cross lines perpendicular. Thank you.